was all right with that until the singing started. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Oscar Cooper, and it is a comparison of Crash Team Racing and Team Sonic Team Racing. These two are massive hitters on the arcade kart racer scene. They're the two biggest names on the scene. I'm putting them head to head. Holy crap, it's been difficult. I'm actually in love with both games, so this is a big ask for me.
Our team's gonna beat you down.
Crash Team Racer has firmly held the crown of the best kart racer on the system for a very, very long time. It is a Mario Kart contender. I friggin' love the game. It's amazing, and it's given me another opportunity to really look at it in a lot of detail, because we're going to cover quite a few categories here. We're going to look at karts and characters. We're even going to look at 3-player. I'm going to talk about if they're available online with local co-op, loads of stuff. Performance, resolution, whether they're 4-player compatible. There's so many areas that these games are similar in as well. Really weird little things like a flip mechanic on jumps and all kinds of parallels. So let's unpack what you get with Team Sonic, because if you're a regular, you probably know everything about Crash Team, and you might not have got to this yet. Came out last year. It's $30, £24, and it is available physical. It's got a really cool idea with currency and opening mod pods. I'm so addicted to these because not only are they cosmetic, look at Sonic's freaking kart, man. Your go-kart should not look this good, but the parts are bolt-on, bolt-offable, but they also alter the stats. This is in both games, but we have loads of really cool cosmetic changes, and I just love how well they've rendered the actual character models themselves, and all of the little characters from the Sonic series are in here, including Dr. Jim Carrey. Now, the observant among you will probably realise that this video is going to be about the split screen modes in these games. Obviously, it's my channel theme, and it's something that they both do in droves. Interestingly enough, the single player campaign within Team Sonic Racer is available for 2 local players. That's damn cool. If you actually look on the bottom of this menu, you'll see what it's got 4 silhouettes of people that can join at any area of the game, so it doesn't lock out any content. And also, it has less maps or circuits than Crash Team Racer. You can see that there's 5 sets of 4. That's a little less, but hell man, they're beautiful. Now, I want to go on record here as saying, so it was 3 a.m. last night when I finally got into bed after checking out the characters, some of the top tier character designs and kart designs on Crash Team Racer. Now, these guys, when it comes to character modeling, I think are some of the industry's best. The character and life within the builds of these different creatures and people and mannerisms within the car themselves, and even stuff like physics on their movement within the car and a variety of different car types and shapes. And of course, we also have the modification aspect, both cosmetic and performance. It's just a job in itself to take it all in. Look at the little animated titties on this tribesman. There's a steroid-ridden koala. There's a Baron von Clutch, I think his name is. The imagination that spills out of the character design section for Crash Team Racer is totally unrivaled. It really does thrash Team Sonic in that area. Remember, however, that Crash Team Racer's single-player content is cordoned off to any split-screen play, which is a bit annoying. You really only have the cup and the single race to play with somebody. But on the plus side, loads more maps. Okay, so let's talk about Team Sonic Racer and its metagame. And what the selling point is that you're on the same team with an AI to make up the numbers, but you can choose. So you could have a versus. You don't have to have a team mode on when you play the game. You could have your standard free-for-all. But it's a really cool idea, because what's going on is when you get an item, if another player needs it and you don't, you can offer it up to the team and they will put it out if they need it. So everybody's passing items around. It's really cool. You would have a forward-facing projectile item that you can't use because you're in first place, and you could send it down the line and actually get everybody up in the race.
Hey, who needs their bacon saved?
This also trickles down into a special that if you use all at once or with team members around has bonuses. Sonic goes full anime, jumps out of his car and declares his love for Sailor Moon, etc. Over on Crash Team, it's pretty standard stuff with the racing formats. There are different challenges and elements you can add to a cup to lighten things up, but you really don't need it because this game is mental. That's one thing you need to understand is stepping from Sonic over to Crash is a real shock because Sonic's quite laid back and the drift mechanic isn't as crazy as it is in Crash Team Racing. If you don't know, it's a pump system where you build it up and then release. No jokes, please. It's also, as you can see, got a vertical split as default. I didn't actually look into, because it works so well, I didn't bother looking at the options to change it to horizontal. The horizontal split on Sonic is locked, and that's probably to do with aspect ratios, I'm thinking, because Sonic's a very flat, sort of widescreen play area. This one is quite narrow. Look at this chicken, man. The dinosaur, some of the map modeling and furniture within these courses is so distracting, and you only notice because you can't look at it when you're racing. You only notice it on these replays. Sonic features some other cool little additions. One of them is if you keep in the trail of the person ahead of you, you get added bonuses, things like slingshots. All kinds of cool stuff happens if you can stay within the slipstream if you're a team player. And also if you get hit and you skim past somebody, you give them an instant restart. Now, performance. Watch this bit carefully. I'm convinced there's some slowdown on this, a damn busy part of the course. But I don't know. But gamers, I remember when I was playing this section, you know, if it drops even a little bit when you're playing a kart racer, you feel it, right?
We have earned ultimate power.
Also got one of the coolest stunt flip mechanics. So when you get airborne, the other stick becomes functional and you can tap forward, back, left or right, causing a roll in that direction. So you can actually avoid a car that's underneath you and you can stack them up. If you do a really massive jump, you can try and cram in as many as possible, a bit like Tony Hawk's Pro SSS Tricky Racer. So it's got this sort of risk-reward system to it. The items as well, which are called wisps, have a massive amount of variety and they're color-coded so that you know if it's passive or aggressive, you know, whether to pass it on to somebody who needs it, who's in a fight behind you maybe, it could be a missile, etc. I really like this game and I want to talk about the really easy and intuitive drift mechanic. It is basically a brake on and brake off, and you lock into a drift arc and like Mario Kart can left or right and under and oversteer to give yourself more of an angle. It's got slightly different ratios to Mario Kart and it takes a little bit of time to get your head around it, but when it works, man, woof, it works. The drift mechanic on Crash Team Racing is a bit like that reload system that you had on Gears of War, but lined up 3 times in a row and also requiring far more precision, all whilst hurtling sideways around the apex of a 45-degree angle corner. It works incredibly well, but it is not accessible for everybody, and some people find it a bit of a high bar to get that boost every time. The AI gets it every time. The AI in Crash Team Racers are lunatics. They are so tough. They are relentless. I have it on medium all the time. I still get the shit kicked out of me. Crash Team has also got this brilliant slapstick cartoon thing going on. And look at the screen on the right. So I'm on the left and I always look on the right and I'm like, how did you manage to fall down that massive hole? I'm chuckling to myself that I'm just going to pass this individual. Sure enough. It's very strange because I have a bit of a hate for the Sonic franchise, not for the early Sonic franchise when it was starting out on the 16-bit consoles and it was a damn good platforming game. It had to be because it was trying to take Mario down, so it was made with so much precision. I have beef with the runoff media from the Sonic franchise that's been going on for about 15 years and they seem to slap the name on to everything. That is not the case here. The people that made this have a deep love for the arcade karting genre. They really do. It's everywhere. The love in this game is everywhere.
Ultimate power is irresistible.
Talking of love and the remaster enthusiasm that was brought to the table with this game, Crash Team Racer, I think it was one of the best remasters from last year. And people who were head over heels in love with the original game, I've heard nothing but praise for this. It's a Monster Hunter World level of port when it comes to putting that older game onto this system. And the depth to which the detail exists on the environments and the surrounding environments in regards to characters existing within these circuits and maps is crazy. Like when you watch the replays, you can see like on the jungle level, there's like a story unfolding on each lap. That takes a lot of time. That's so good. Let's talk about unlocks quickly and how they transpire into the two-player mode of the game or into the online mode of the game. Both of these games have a single-player unlock mechanic, so nothing is opened up if you're just playing local arcade. That goes for both profiles. It also allows guest profiles to be added. You don't have to set up a PSN network, but that also means that you don't have any data saved to said profile. But that doesn't matter anyway, because player 2 is not adding to their single player campaign information. That sounds so complicated. Basically what I'm saying is, when you play the single player mode, those unlocks move over to your two-player mode, but the second player doesn't get any openings or additional stuff within their profile save. Yeah, I've still not explained that any better. But anyway, the online side of things. So I thought prior to putting this video out, I need to test it. I need to see if I can take 2 local players online. And that's a flat no with Crash Team Racer. But the option is there for Team Sonic Racer. And when I went in and opened a lobby, it said push square to add local player. And I sat there, I pushed it, then it said option. It's there, but I couldn't get the bloody thing working. So leave that with me, because that's a huge selling point. There's 2 huge selling points with Team Sonic Racer. The campaign can be played with 2 people locally, and potentially you can go online with your mate sitting next to you. Leave that one with me. I tried it, it hasn't worked yet. Maybe it's being patched, I don't know. I will come back to you on it. So as you can tell, I'm kind of solidifying where these games stand next to each other. And I'll start by saying that Crash Team Racer is perfect for the hardcore arcade kart fanboy like me. Maybe my generation as well, who clearly understands the genre or has even played the original. That helps massively. There's a whole bunch of us who got well into the original who were in our 30s and 40s now. So it's perfect for those people. Everybody has sung its praises. But don't sit down with this game with young kids who aren't familiar with the genre and just think they can go left and right and get round that track without getting stressed. They will get stressed. It's hard, it's mean, it's very visceral. It's also quite dark as well. One of my team pointed out that all the characters are just a little bit twisted and stuff. I love that idea. Okay, 3-player very quickly, and I will test this 4-player. I'll do a 4-player list that's coming up anyway. Both of them will go on it. So, look on the top right hand side. There's only 2 of us, so I'm doing the whole 2-pad 1-person job. Top right is the actual player playing properly. Everything is great. Nothing's taken a huge dip. I know racers, arcade racers, that are unrecognisable once you put a 3rd or 4th window in. None of that here. Beautiful, beautiful, really well done. I think it's probably of its AA status. It's not an indie game by any stretch, but that's a really good sign to see the 3-player looking pucker. Crash has got a slightly different setup with the map being on the 4th window. I don't mind that. I would have rathered they used the space a bit more efficiently, but look at the performance. This is top stuff because it's a far busier game, I think, than Team Sonic. This performs so well. I'm so happy with this, and I don't think I've put it on a 4-player list, so that'll have to be looked at. Closing comments are going to be that Crash Team Racer still holds the crown in my eyes, right? But Sonic Team to come that close, to even shake that pedestal, it did more than that, kicked it, Crash Team was like, whoa, it nearly fell off. I mean, I was in the honeymoon period of Sonic Team Racer when I was like, they're on a par. It wasn't until I started crunching down the actual factors and numbers that Crash Team Racers come out on top. But you guys take what you prefer. Do what I do and buy them both because they cover different bases, as you can tell. Headphone users, please be careful. Everybody stay indoors. See you then!